Hey everybody, today we're going to be doing a double smoked cherry bourbon sriracha glazed spiral cut ham. That's a mouthful, but it's delicious. My name is Rich, this is RACZ Barbecue and Grill. Let's get cooking. Okay, we're gonna start with the ham. I have bought a spiral sliced smoked ham. That's where the double smoke comes into play. It's already smoked, and we're gonna throw it into the smoker and smoke it some more. These things generally come with their own glaze packet, but we're not gonna use this today.
Ow,
The next thing, oh, sorry. We don't need that packet because we're making our own cherry bourbon glaze for this thing. So, get it out of the cryo pack. Probably want to do this over a sink so it does not leak all over the place, so I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Took it out of the cryo vac, drained all the liquid out of it, put it into a foil pan. Real simple. We're not going to do too much with this right now. We're just going to get a little bit of a yellow mustard binder onto it and cover it with some barbecue rub. I'm using my barbecue rub that I usually use for pork. It's got brown sugar in it, so it's a sweet rub. You can use whatever you want. Just be careful. Obviously the store-bought stuff usually has salt in it, and since this thing's already fully cooked and brined and everything else, it may get a little bit more saltier. So just be warned. So we'll start with a little bit of yellow mustard. And just like anything that we use mustard for as a binder, you're not going to taste the mustard. It's just something for the rub to stick on. So just a nice thin coat all the way around, and then hit it with some of the rub. Use your hand to get the sides. Next up, I have the Rectech bowl preheating at 275 degrees. So we're just going to throw this whole thing into the smoker and let it run for 2.5 hours, maybe 3. We're going to let the internal temperature get to about 135, 140 degrees, and at that point we'll glaze it. Get the temperature probe in. You want to keep the temperature probe away from the bone, which starts right here, works its way down at an angle to the center of the ham. But we still want to get as close to the middle as we can. Okay, like I said, we'll let that run to about 135, 140. Check on it every hour or so, and then we'll be ready to put the glaze on. Okay, so while the ham's coming up the temperature, we can start making our glaze. It's a real simple sauce. I went through a few different variations of it to get it to where I like it, and I think you guys are gonna love this stuff. It's a cherry bourbon sriracha sauce. So when this stuff is done and you taste it, you get hit with that sweet, and then immediately after, you get hit with the sriracha. Not a lot of sweet, not a lot of hot. It's amazing. It starts sweet and then kind of climbs up to hot and then peaks right back down. It's a great flavor. To get started, we're going to use, how many ounces is this? I have a 12-ounce jar of cherry preserves. We're going to add into the pot. And, you know, like I always tell you guys, don't need to follow this exactly. You can use apricot, you could use, I think they had black raspberry when I was there. Whatever flavors you think will work well with this, experiment. So the next thing we want to put into here is a 1/4 cup of molasses. Follow that up with a 1/4 cup of sriracha. Gonna add in just a tablespoon of the same rub that we use on the ham. Also gonna throw in a tablespoon of granulated salt. 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Not even sure if I said that right, but we all know what I'm talking about. And a little bit of your favorite bourbon. I don't know, when I pick up bourbon, I try different things. This is James and Pepper 1776. 100 proof. Where are these guys at? Established in 1780 during the American Revolution. The Pepper family brand is the oldest brand of whiskey made in Kentucky. So there we go. It's pretty good stuff. As you can tell, there's not much left. We're to start with a shot for me and a 1/4 cup for the glaze. 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Just give everything a good stir. And I'm just gonna throw this in the smoker with the ham, let it simmer in there for a little while. You can do this on the stove. Obviously the stove's gonna be a little bit hotter, so 10 to 15 minutes if you can do it on the stove. I'm gonna throw it in the grill, and we'll check on it as we go, give it a stir every once in a while. Set it over here on the side. And that's it. Now we just wait. We'll come back in about an hour or so. Give the glaze a little bit of a stir. We'll be back in about 2.5, maybe 3 hours to check on things. Okay, we've gotten through our first hour. Gonna check on the sauce. Okay, the sauce is good. We don't want to reduce it down any more than that. We're just gonna pull it and let it cool. The ham's looking like it's warming up evenly. We'll check back on it in a couple hours. Okay, we're at about 140 now, so we're gonna get the glaze onto the ham. Okay, we just want to get this glaze all over the ham. Okay, we're gonna let that go for about another 30 minutes, let that glaze sit up nice on the ham for us, and then we'll be ready to pull it out and get to eating. Okay, it's been 30 minutes, so it's time to pull this thing out. All right, we are exactly at 160 degrees, and this thing's ready to come off. Okay, back into the house with the ham because we ran out of daylight. Let's just get this up out of here. And there she is. All right, all we have left to do now is to slice into it. Follow the seams around. Of course, we always end up with the top part that's not spiral cut. Here's the money right here. This stuff is perfect, man. Nice and moist, did not dry out at all in the smoker. That sauce, like I was saying before, it hits you with the sweet first, and immediately after, a little bit of a spice from the Sriracha, and then it all goes back away. Delicious stuff, man. So that's a wrap, guys. Thanks again for watching the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Appreciate everybody's time watching the videos, having a blast doing this stuff. Having a blast reading your comments, hearing people are starting to make some of the things that I'm showing in the videos. It's what makes me keep going with it. It's what makes it all worthwhile. So once again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.